Hello, welcome to BFF Bourbon Forage Fishing. I'm your host, Ryan. Today we're going to be looking at one bourbon I spent a really long time looking for, and that is, hopefully you can see that, doesn't get much closer than that, John J. Bowman Single Barrel. And what was interesting about this, if you do not know, John J. Bowman is owned by Sazerac, who also owns, of course, Buffalo Trace, which produces all the best whiskey. And one of those best whiskeys happens to be Blanton's. This is a Blanton, straight from the barrel. So John J. Bowman Distillery takes mash bill number 2, which is what is used for Blanton's, ships it over to their distiller, and I think they run it through a pot still or something one more time or 2 more times, and are able to distill the mash bill 2 legally, skirting regulations, and put it in barrels and come out with this product. So I was very curious when I bought it because it is the same mash bill. People were saying it's comparable to Blanton, so I wanted to give it a shot and see kind of what we're dealing with. I will say, not so much. I don't smell anything really resembling Blanton's. I smell very young wood. A lot of barrel spice. There's some fruitiness here. Maybe going towards strawberry. It actually kind of reminds me more of a Rock Hill Farms. Actually, I have a Rock Hill Farms. Reminds me more of a Rock Hill Farms sort of smell. Just not as good. The Rock Hill Farms smells more rounded, more aged, softer. This has some very spiky, sharp tendencies. Now it smells a little bit better the more I smell it. Yeah, there's a little bit of the Sazerac and Buffalo Trace vibe there. So this is a 50%. Interesting. It's not as weak as I remembered. It tastes like young wood and young alcohol, like the alcohol and the wood have not properly integrated. And usually if you taste a Blanton's, one of the great things about Blanton's is there's not a ton of flavor in Blanton's. Blanton's is very light, but it's so well integrated. The sweetness is soft and gentle, almost like honey. Oh yeah, I smell this Blanton's here. From the straight from the barrel. They're not similar in any way, really. This is candy. This is caramel, butterscotch. It's so soft and rounded. There's no sharpness. There's no wood tannins or spikes in wood and char alcohol. And just smelling this, I know the alcohol is going to be so better aged and more delicate. So much more sweet, so much more brown sugar and honey, and softer. That soft, gentle Blanton sweetness that's so lovely. Maybe I'll grab this Rock Hill Farms, a glass for the Rock Hill Farms, and try that too. So the Rock Hill Farms is basically usually like Blanton's on roids. It's top-notch Blanton's. Of course, these are single barrels, so sometimes, you know, they're hit and miss, of course, just like the Blanton's are, but I've had some Rock Hill Farms that are just absolutely incredible, and this one right here actually happens to be a banger. So, wow. Yeah, this definitely, the John Bowman smells something more like this. But this, again, is so much more rounded, so much more softer, delicate, better aged, better incorporated. The Rock Hill Farms at 50%. This is just leagues and leagues above the John J. Bowman. Wow. Perfect. It's a little watery because it's 50%, but the mouthfeel is superior. There's no burn. There's no tannin, wood stuff hitting you. There's no ethanol. just gentle, rolling, sweet honey goodness. You know, we go back to the Bowman. Boy, it doesn't even smell that similar to me. And this smells like it's just half the egg. They don't really smell that similar. This smells like young wood, young alcohol. Okay, yeah, that has spikes of sharpness, wood tannins, alcohol, ethanol. The sweetness is not developed. So in this Blanton's Barrel Proof and this Rock Hill Farms especially tastes very similar to the Blanton's Barrel Proof. The sweetness has developed into something. It's developed into brown sugar, into caramel, into butterscotch, into a candy goodness, into honey. This sweetness, it just tastes like white sugar. The sweetness has not developed. And it's just too young. I don't think that John J. Bowman is a viable Blanton's replacement. There's some similarities, obviously, because it's the same mash bill and the same company, but they're further apart than I would hope / expected. So I hope this helps you in your purchases. I would say buy this bottle. You know, I always say in terms of whiskey, you either buy, hoard, or leave it on the shelf. I would buy this to try it. I don't regret purchasing it. I'll never buy another bottle of it. Don't need to. I'll just buy a bottle of Blanton's, or a Rock Hill Farm. So hope you enjoyed this. You are watching BBF, Bourbon, Forage, Fishing. Take care.